Hi, everyone, and good evening. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And I hope you've invited your friends. Please share this to the community, as I really am doing this for the purpose of our community members. So, tonight we're going to discuss something very interesting, something that I would love to share with you guys. Again, disclaimer, I'm no expert in this, but at least through my experience, whatever it is that I have gone through, the years of working and transitioning from being working from a corporate setup and being a virtual assistant, I'd like you to understand the differences and the changes so far that we are all experiencing right now, especially so no one has expected this pandemic. No one has even predicted that it's going to happen. So a lot of, let me just fix my lighting. Yeah. So a lot of professionals were shaken by this situation. So meaning to say by shaken, medyo na ano tayo no na parang nagulat lahat no. Kahit kami naman we were also somehow affected nung una. Pero since we have been working from home, we have been somehow adjusted from the time naman na nagtatrabaho kami as virtual assistants and home-based professionals. Kumbaga adjusted na kami dun sa setup namin na we don't go out, we really work from our own place. So somehow, hindi kami masyado nahirapan sa adjustment period. But for those people na una, nawala ng work because of the pandemic. Pangalawa, nagtatry maghanap ng trabaho pero talagang nahihirapan. Pangatlo, sa sobrang tagal ng parang komportable na siya masyado do sa work niya, it's so difficult now to find a job or to apply for a position na gusto nila kahit na may qualification sila or kahit experience sila. So tonight, that's what we're going to discuss, and I want you to share your comments, to share your experience through the comment section in our YouTube channel, and questions if you have questions, so that I can also somehow help you to improve how this kind of your skills on your when you're doing this no the job application skills. It's very important to understand na we need to understand kung ano yung bago. We need to adapt to that change. If we will keep doing what we are doing and we always fail, it means to say we are not looking into what we're actually doing or yung steps, no? If we're not focusing on that and not even trying to improve it, mahihirapan talaga tayo. The market is so stiff. Masyadong maraming competition, no? Marami kang kakumpetensya, hindi gaya kung ang plano mo lang halimbawa walang pandemic, ang plano mo lang mag-resign doon sa kumpanya mo, hindi gano'n ka-stiff yung competition. Why? Kasi walang maraming masyado naghahanap ng work, wala kang maraming kakumpetensya or kasabay. Ngayon, kung sa isang kumpanya ninyo, kalahati ang na-retrench agad do'n sa kumpanya, imagine mo kaagad kalaban mo yung mga yon or kakumpetensya mo agad yung mga yon in looking for the similar position that you have been doing the rest of your career. I'm just giving you the hindsight no kung bakit napakahirap, especially now. At marami ring kumpanya ang nagsarado. So, people now are jumping into this thinking and deciding na, ay, mag-home based work na lang ako. This is where I step in. You don't decide because you need it. You don't do it because kailangan ninyo or kapit sa patalim. It's not really a good decision making. Why? Because you are being pushed to do something that you really do not know, first and foremost. It's not in your heart, secondly. So, ang chances are, malamang makuha ka or mapili ka pero you may not be able to deliver what is expected of you. So tonight, before we go through that step, I want you to understand how you can actually tweak and change your processes, your hiring processes, and understand paano ka mag improve. Because if you're not going to improve and accept that there's something wrong, well, these steps will not really make or help you at all. So join in. Again, I encourage you to please send your comments so that I would see if you have questions that you have in your mind, no? I really hope that a lot of you will join us kasi hindi naman about me yung pinag-usapan, no, this is something I really want to help you with in the sense na para makatulong ako sa inyo kahit sa maliit na paraan. Let me just have a look. All right, so let's start now. The first one that I'd like to share with you is that these are some tips now. Hi, good evening, Miss Marie Mascarina. Thank you for joining me. And I just want to look at my, yeah, there. So the first one that you have to understand in terms of, these are steps or tips that you can follow through in order to improve your ways and means on how you are applying for a position, no? And especially so when you're being invited or when you are being invited through a job interview. Marami sa atin very relaxed pagka alam ko ninenervyos, no? Ninenervyos kasi syempre we don't know the person who's going to talk to us. We may have the idea of what questions to be asked from us, but the thing is, are we really prepared to answer these questions? Have we even reviewed some of the questions na feeling mo maitatanong sa'yo? What if those questions that you know before hindi na maitanong sa'yo? So, what are the preparations you have been doing or you're doing right now to help you prepare to make your job interview really a good one? Kasi based on your experience, siguro ilan sa inyo dito yung nag-attend na ng job interview na ilang beses na ring nag-fail. So these are the things that we want to address. Again, I would repeat this and emphasize on this. Things change, times change, and if you are going to work from home professionally, most of the time, we do not follow the Philippine-based type or style of hiring. Most of the time, ang sinusunod ng mga agencies or companies are kung paano ang process sa ibang bansa. Let's say, America, Australia. So, giving that idea, medyo mataas ng konti if you're going to compare with the hiring processes we have here in the Philippines. Not naman all. I'm not saying sa lahat ng kumpanya, no. Because there are companies here talaga magaganda yung kanilang process nila, hiring process, talagang mapapawaw ka. Pero marami, basically madali, no? So yung iba, may nabasa nga akong comment minsan sa community, limbawa may nag-post na job opening tapos isang agency, sasabihin ng agency, they don't look for a VA experience. So one time, I forgot to turn off the commenting section. Yung isa nag-comment na, oo nga, wala nga VA experience, pero grabe naman ang exam, pang bar exam. So meaning to say, that being said, no, that comment na nabasa ko, it's just telling me, or if you're if you, ikaw man nakabasa nung sinabi niya, it's just going to tell you na nahirapan siya. Kasi to compare the examination to a bar examination, hindi naman madali ang bar examination, di ba? Ang bar examination, you go for a review, talagang magsusunod ka ng kilay, sabi nga ng kasabihan. It's the same thing here, guys. You really have to look into this and you really have to pay attention to it. It's no joke. It's no joke that you are just saying yes to an interview but not really being serious about it and not even really preparing for it. So let me go through the first one that you need to understand. What are the things you need to do to improve in terms of answering questions during a job interview? Mapa-online man to or mapa face-to-face, ha? The first one is know when to tell a story and when not to. Okay, there's a very good person that I know. She's also a member of the community. Her name is Jen Kahukom, and this is what she's saying. But I'm not going to delve on this, but I'm just going to touch based on it because it's really essential. Why is it essential? It's essential because nowadays, we go to conversation. We love listening to stories, but stories na hindi yung pang maalaala mo kaya ang dating. Stories of your accomplishments, your failures, and then how did you become successful, right? That's what we always want to hear. Nahirapan man ako, pero, di ba? Pag naririnig mo na yung insights na yun, parang wow, nakaka-inspire tong taong to. Wow, amazing. Di ba? May mga kwento na matanda ng graduate sa pagka-college kasi nung maaga siya nag-asawa and so on and so forth. Di ba we get inspired when we hear stories like that. So in terms of job interviews, when you say you tell a story and when not to, these are things that will highlight your accomplishments, who you are, right? So when you choose the story, that's why it's very important you have something at the back of your head na maipe-prepare mo siya agad na, okay, when this is asked of me, ito yung example ko. So it's very important that you know what examples to give and you can back it up. Don't just tell it for the sake na magkukwento ka or ginagawa mo lang yung storya pero it never did happen. So never tell a lie, no? Now, why is that important? It's important because they want to know who you are at this for no, in this stage in time of the interview. They want to know who you are. Later, I will discuss more on that part. No, they want to know who you are and if you are fitting to their culture. If you're a fit to their culture, to their values, and especially to the job that you are actually applying for. If ikaw mismo hindi mo ma-match yung job description from the position you're applying for and cannot even highlight something through a storytelling of yours, hindi mo makikitang wait, parang disaligned ako. Diba? You have to align. That's why storytelling helps or telling your story would help to see that you are actually aligning yourself to the position you're applying for. Hindi ka disaligned. Ang madalas kasi sa atin dito, we think this way. Let's face the fact, no? We think this way. Po-provide na naman ako ng training. Most of the time, walang ganun. Kaya nga sila nagsasabi na we need someone who's knowledgeable on this. And me, myself, pagka nababasa ko ng gano'n na hinahanap nila sa requirements is someone who's knowledgeable, someone who will teach us or train us instead na ako yung ito-train, I don't apply. Kasi meaning to say that person or that client doesn't have time to train me. And it's a waste of my time kung mag-apply ako, tapos alam ko namang hindi ko magagawa yung work at all because definitely I don't have an idea of what he or she's needing from me. You get what I mean? So you from the start pa lang, you have to make the story fitting dun sa trabaho or sa posisyon na ina-applyan mo. Kung hindi mo ma-match yun, what's the use of you applying for that position? Are you just applying because you feel like, pwede naman ako dito? Or are you just applying because kailangan mo? So those are the things you have to ask yourself. If you cannot answer for yourself alone, ikaw mismo, nahihirapan ka sagutin, why am I applying for this position? Then don't. That's the part where I feel like you should not be telling a story at all because there's nothing to tell, right? But if there's a story that you can really highlight whatever it is that you have accomplished, then that's the story that these people, the HR or hiring manager, would love to hear from you because they want to see, okay, this is the star candidate, this is the candidate we need, right? So that's the first step. Be prepared with an example, a story that you can share, your success story. You can start with a failure and then show them your hindi naman kinakailangang mahaba, no? If you can be precise, no? Halimbawa, sabi mo, you know what, my first the last position I've worked with, I was a manager there. But then again, I started before I got the position, I was ill, blah blah blah, and then I realized I want to grow my career or to pursue a career. I trained myself, I took some training, I've learned some things that would really help me elevate or scale up and become a manager because you cannot, ang nangyayari nga kasi sa atin because of the experience that we have, lalo na yung mga galing ng companies, ako man, galing ako ng kumpanya, this is our parang somehow attitude, no? Iniisip natin sa tagal natin sa kumpanya, magiging edge na yan sa atin para ma-promote, right? But not thinking, ano ba nadagdag sa aking kaalaman? Have I even improved? May nadagdag ba sa aking bagong skills? Meron ba ako na i-contribute na bago sa team ko or sa department ko? If you cannot even answer that again for yourself, and then here you are applying for a better position, I don't think again you are matching the needs of the company that the position that you're applying for to whatever it is that you're going to bring in. So there's a mismatch again. So if you are not thinking about that, I'm letting you know, think about it so that you can improve your strategy. What do I mean about it? Improving your strategy, meaning to say you don't apply for positions that you always that you tend to see and you feel like pwede naman ako dito. Hindi ganoon. Assess yourself properly so that when you tell a story, it's matching whatever it is that you're looking for. And when not to tell a story, don't apply for the position because probably you cannot really tell a story. So I hope that is clear. No? The second one is, where is that? There. Share specific facts and data to make your answers more impressive. Like what I said earlier, we have to really review our resume. That's one thing. If you keep submitting your resume with different positions, chances are malilito ka pagka may tumawag sa'yo, let's say yung tumawag sa'yo ibang kumpanya. Na-experience ko to bilang HR nag interview ng candidate. No? Siguro sa dami ng inaplayan ng aplikante or ng candidate, hindi na niya maalala ano ba yung position na inaplayan niya at saang kumpanya. Basta dumating siya sa interview because meron ako invitation sa kanya for the interview. This person attended the interview and when I asked the person, did you check our website? Hindi na niya maalala exactly ano nga ba yung position na inaplayan niya. So that's already parang a big boo-boo, no? Why? Because it's just showing that this person is just really uh, desperate. 'Di ba? Kasi kahit saan na lang anong posisyon, send siya na send. So, you cannot really share something that is very specific dun sa kung ano man yung previous mong work, especially so kung hindi mo na-review yung resume mo. Hindi mo alam ano nga ba yung posisyon in-applyan ko dito. Because it's important that even na nakapikit ka, you know the content of your resume. Hindi mo man sa ulo, pero at least alam mo, pag tinanong ka, so you graduated in college, when was this? Kasi sometimes ganun yung mga tricky question na nakikita naman na nila, pero they just want to make sure na yung nilagay mo details is correct. Diba? Yung mga, I don't know if you have been filling out job application forms. Di ba minsan sa baba nakalagay, I, um, this is to inform you that all the information given is something that I'm knowledgeable of. Something like that. Tapos i-click mo yun, tapos magsasign ka. So it's a disclaimer na para sabi mo, alam mo at yung content ng resume mo, you know what exactly you place there. So if there's something like that in your resume, na minsan I hereby chuva chuva that all information given here is something blah blah blah. And then here you are attending an interview and then you cannot even confirm the year of your graduation. So parang ibig sabihin talaga you did not have enough time or you did not spare time for you or spend that time for you to review your resume so that whenever it is na meron silang tricky nga, di ba? I would say it's really tricky. Meron silang something na they know you know the answer but sometimes because of the tendency of the candidates not reviewing their resume or not even looking back or hindi man lang naka-open sa harapan nila yung resume, it's really causing them more problem. So I hope you understand that. So share specific facts and data to make your answers more impressive. And then the way you answer questions, don't be too parang one time kasi I was able to interview a very good candidate sana pero yung sagot niya sa akin ganito. Basically that's what I do in my office. There are some things that I really love to do there. Wala nang kasunod. So I'm waiting for more kasi sabi niya there are things that she loves to do there. So I'm waiting, what are those things? Diba? Ikaw man ang nakikinig sa kanya, isipin mo, so what are those things? So I have to butt in and say, what are those things? Oh, are you waiting for more? Parang, ay, nakakaya naman sa akin na naghihintay ako. Para sabi sa loob-loob ko, sinabi niya there are so many things, di ba? So when you say something like that, you have to make sure that you have something to insight, something that you can share. Otherwise, don't say something na hindi mo nga ma-ipoprove or hindi mo susuportahan because to claim is something but to prove is another thing, di ba? So make your answers precise but making sure na tama yung information nyo because at the end of the day you don't want to lie and lying will really bring more damage to you and that is something that we don't want as a candidate. Okay? Number 3, Be brief and concise, just like what I said. Nag-umpisa tayo sa storytelling, right? So when you tell a story, hindi po pwedeng ang storya mo nag-umpisa ka nung ipinanganak ka, tapos pinalaki ka ng magulang mo, tapos nung bata ka, favorite mong laro, ganito ganyan, tapos nung nag-elementary ka, doon sa mataas na sampalok sa kung saan, tapos nag-high school, not that kind of a storytelling. Your storytelling has to be relevant with what was your, especially yung last position mo, why are you wanting to change your, parang career shifting to kasi from, if you're working from a company before, tapos ngayon gusto mo mag-work from home, that's a big leap, no? It's a huge change for your shift. So you have to be ready with that. And this is what I'm going to tell you. Never use these answers whenever you're being asked, why do you want to work from home, or why do you want to start working from home right now? Do not answer, because I hate the traffic, I don't want to commute anymore. I mean, I feel like I'm spending more time in the traffic compared to sa nagiging, kumbaga, instead of being productive, you're not getting productive. So that's not a really good way to answer. Secondly, it's because of the pandemic I lost my job, whatsoever. Yes, everybody understands the situation, but I don't think it's right to drag that situation in that situation. Puro situation, di ba? You don't want to position yourself na parang nagpapaawa ka. You are there because you have the feeling that you are the right candidate for the position because of your expertise, your knowledge, you feel that you are the right fit. Kumbaga may dala-dala mo yung karapatan para sabihin, akin ito. This position is mine. Okay? So be creative in terms of answering. You pause if you don't know what to say. Hindi naman kayo mamadaliin eh. That's why it's really important na meron kayong parang, hindi man cheat sheet ang tawag, pero at least meron kayong sa harapan niyo yung, what do you call that kind of paper? Is something like this. Kaya ako marami akong ganito eh. Um, index card yan. So, put something in an index card sa bullet, naka-bullet lang, at least to guide you, no? Paano ka mag-uumpisa pag ito yung tinanong sa'yo. So, ikaw mismo maggawa ka ng parang short script mo. That script will really help you na to boost your confidence kasi you know how to start. Hindi man the same question, pero at least meron kang guide on how you can answer something, no? What if this question pops out? What do I say? How do I highlight my accomplishments? How do I highlight my career? So again, focus on the career, focus on the development, focus on your growth, on your failure, how you become successful. Those are the things. Why are you the right candidate? Yun na lagi niyong iisipin. Again, I would say the market or the competition is really stiff. You don't want to share something that it is not for real or it's not true. So be true to yourself. You assess whatever it is that you think is really needed in order for you to say it. That's why being brief and being concise is very useful when you are attending or answering questions during an interview. If you do not have something in your head, no, yung biglaan kang tatanungin tapos wala kang preparation, doon yung parang nagkakaroon tayo ng lull moments, na yung parang gusto mo sanang sabihin to pero hindi mo masabi kasi nga wala kang preparation. There are things that I've done so far in my career, and kung ano-ano na yung sinabi mo na walang relevance or hindi mo maipagduksong-duksong because of the fact that you missed to create something to remind you of, ito, I will include this in my interview, how I became a manager, what was the reason that I became a manager, ano yung naging dahilan because you became a manager. I was always chosen the manager of the year. Why? No, there should be a why kasi may performance evaluation eh. Hindi man po pwedeng inaisip lang nung kumpanya, sige, ito gawin natin manager every month kahit hindi ka naman working. So you really have to give justification to that. Why are you being chosen or awarded as the manager for every month? No? Sa dami ninyong managers, pero bakit ikaw? What sets you apart? What sets you different from these other managers? So showing that or showcasing that, I think that would somehow be interesting for the HR interviewer to listen to you kasi you're capturing their minds, no, yung needs nila, na feel nila na napoprovide mo yung answers to it. You have to understand these people has the pain points. Ang hinahanap nila, someone who can really provide the answers to their problems. And if you are not that one, certainly kahit nga interview, hindi ka mai invite because from the reviewing of your resume, if you do not match, chances are you will not be contacted for an interview. So to to lessen your burden of why am I not being contacted, why am I not being invited for an interview, you also again screen your application process. Dapat ikaw mismo meron kang strategy, may application process ka. Hindi yung kumpanya lang ang may application process. Bakit kailangan ko magkaroon ng application process, Tiny? So that you know where to focus your energy. So that you know what exactly positions you are to apply for. So that you know you can concentrate on the facts na kailangan mong paghandaan whenever you are invited for an interview. So it's giving you a more clarity of your strategies of your plan to make sure na you can actually get the position you want when you apply. So these are the things we tend to forget and ignore because of the fact na gusto nga lang natin makapag-apply, submit lang na submit, kahit hindi ka nga pasok sa banga, you're forgetting the most important part of it, which is you. Okay, the paper is just a paper, but the content of the paper is very important because it resonates to whoever you are. And that's where you have to highlight whatever it is that you have added there in your resume to showcase that that's really your accomplishment and that you really wrote your resume and not somebody else. Okay, so again, these are things that you have to remember. Be brief and concise. Take your time and ask for clarifications if needed. Like what I said earlier, our processes or our hiring processes here, especially for working from home, we follow the standards of whatever country you're applying for. They do not adapt to our processes. We adapt to their processes, HR hiring process. So if you're not aware of how they do it, here I am telling you, you really have to up your game to level up, if I'm going to say that, no? Because it's far different. Dito ang pinag-uusapan talaga is more on your skills. Why should they hire you? Amongst the rest of the candidates, you have to showcase that. Hindi po pwede dito yung nagpapakute ka lang, dadaanin mo sa pa-English-English lang, pero wala kang knowledge, wala kang alam na tools and software, you don't know what exactly to do as a VA, ang dalada mo lang is experience, that doesn't resonate anything if you're applying for a position as a virtual assistant. Virtual assistant is a very wide um, type of career, maraming positions, no? Ang title namin, virtual assistant, pero iba-iba yung na-handle namin work. For example, there are virtual assistants that are working on graphic designing. There are virtual assistants who are really doing this and that. So it's really different scope yung pwede nyo mapasok. Now, if you cannot even identify that to yourself, then it's going to be a huge problem. So it's not just the way you speak or your communication skills. Yes, I'm not saying that's not important. It is important. It's really important that you can express yourself clearly. You can comprehend, and you can let someone understand you, because that's basically the communication. You give a feedback, somebody receives it, and they understand it. So that's how it goes. But then again, adding to that is your experience and the knowledge that you also know how to use this, the wisdom that you have. You can also explore that or share that. Hindi lang yung puro skills, skills, skills. Yes, skills is very important. But then again, they look for someone who is prepared to think for, or yung critical thinking, analytical thinking. How do you assess something? How do you resolve a problem? So that's why you have to really think about it, that when you're applying for as a home-based professional, mapa-freelancer ka man or mag-work ka man or apply for a virtual outsourcing agencies, the big difference there is, lalo na kung directly ka nag-apply for a client as a freelancer, walang nag-filter in for you kasi directly ka nga. So, ang Either you meet a client na mabilisan lang ang process niya kasi hindi ko naman sasabing scam, no? Pero yun yung mga protections that you also have to look into. There are ups and downs of it, but I'm not saying all of it are downs, no? You just have to be smart in dealing with it. Kasi nga, like what I said, no one is mitigating between you and the client. Sa outsourcing agencies naman, you just really have to know which which outsourcing agencies ang kailangan mong pagkatiwalaan kasi it's the same thing. They can be just saying na, oh, we are an outsourcing agency. Yung pala, wala naman talaga silang kliyente. So, again, be smart, get the right information from the right channel, and trust is very important. If we trust our community, then that's something that I really thankful and grateful from you, because of the fact that we make sure then from the community itself na we also screen whatever it is the job postings na pinupost ng mga business owners at saka ng mga outsourcing agencies, just to make sure it would be fair for both. Fair to the company, fair to the business owners, and fair to the candidates. So, both fair, no? Para hindi kayo makakaisip na ini-scam kayo or something. So, these things, no guarantees I can protect you from that, but at least I'm teaching you how to be smart. Okay? So, that's one thing. Number 5, and your answer with a question. For example, during the interview process, huwag kayong tango lang ng tango. You can also ask questions that is relevant to your position, to the position you're applying for, about the company, pero wag naman to the point na parang talagang hindi nyo ni-review ano yung company, kahit pangalan ng kumpanya hindi nyo alam. So, yung mga questions na, the position is about, the position I'm applying for is a managerial one. So, how many staff do you think I will be managing if I'll be given this position, if I'll be offered this job? So, these are things na parang, talagang interesado siya, no? As a manager as a position na isa pa maganda pag tinanong sa inyo or yung ikaw na nagtatanong. So with the position that you are offering me, and the position I'm applying for, would there be any potential for growth? Like for example, if I do good, is there something that I can, be expecting? Not as a reward, no? Not as a reward. Kumbaga yung career pattern mo or career growth mo, i-envision mo bang ganon? Hold on a minute. May comments in here. Sir, Fiery Card, good evening. Aspiring VA here. Thank you. Nia Zayer, good evening. Steiny, good evening. And my daughter, Garuka Lover, good evening, my daughter. Thank you for being supportive to mom. So, where was I? Okay. So, those are the things that you can actually ask question. Again, if you come prepared, you can actually prepare questions that you can ask the company. At least mga tatlo na parang feeling mo importanteng tanungin. Na wag ka naman magiging off naman, no? Parang, so how much is the salary for this? Walang ganon. That's not something na magandang pag-usapan agad. Kasi if you're the right candidate, definitely they would bring that up at the right stage. So you have to be ready pag tinanong ka how much are your expectations and vice versa. So, syempre pagdating sa presyohan, ikaw naman makakaalam, you know yourself better, and you know yung entry level. Dapat at least may idea kayo on ano ba entry level dito sa ganitong klaseng work. What am I expecting for? Those are the things, no? Pag hindi nyo kasi pinaghandaan yan, wala kayong ka-idea na, dapat pala ganito lang hinihingi ko. Kasi may mga iba, humihingi na masyadong mataas, tapos bago lang sila sa industry, syempre, chances are parang, ba't naman kita i-hire? Meron din dito sa country namin, ganyan din yung rate. Di dito na lang ako mag-hire, Amerikano pa siya or Australiano pa siya. So you have to understand, ano ba industry rate yan sa bansang gusto nyo pag-applyan. So, you study US, ano ba yung mga rates ng mga blue-collar job, yung mga ganon. So, you have an idea. Huwag kayong papasok sa isang bagay na wala kayong ka-knowledge. Kasi, that reflects so much on you. So, hindi nyo alam, dumadagdag yan sa scoring kung ginigradean kayo. So, she doesn't know anything about our culture, our industry, our company. So, imbes na plus factors, plus points for you, nagiging minus points. Mind you, you're also being rated. So you have to make sure na hindi ka nagbibigay ng impression na hindi maganda. First impressions last. Okay? So always prepare with at least three questions that are really interesting to ask, that shows your interest, that shows that you are really desiring, no, to be part of the company. Wag naman yun to the point na parang desperate ka na, kailan ako magsa-start. That's a cute one. Kung medyo feel mo na yung meron na kayong rapport. Pero don't ask that na hindi mo nararamdaman yung rapport. Kasi I also asked that question. So when do you want me to start? Yun, nagagawa ko lang yun kapag may feeling na ako na at ease na kami parehas nag-uusap, hindi yun may tension pa na parang, wow, nakaka-nervous pa. Pag nafe-feel ko na the conversation is light already, tapos tatanungin sa akin, do you have any questions for me? Minsan nakikrak ko as a joke. No, I'm just joking. I just want to make sure that we are both happy after this discussion or meeting. So, it ends up the conversation with a smile on our faces. So that's partly na kailangan medyo marunong kayong mag-assess or ramdamin to feel it, no? You have to feel it. Tama ba mag-crack ako ng joke? Kung hindi, wag. So you just have to feel it. Seryoso yung kausap mo. So don't push something na hindi pa siya ready na i-accept from your end. Yung masyadong pabibo, hindi rin naman maganda. Just be in the middle. No, you sense the person you're talking to. If the person is really parang helping you to be confident, comfortable, then that's the nice person to talk to kasi tinutulungan ka niya mag-ease down. Yung nervous mo is, it's okay, don't worry. Breathe in, breathe out before we start, let me know. May mga ganyan kasi na tinutulungan nila yung candidates na maging relax para pag sumagot, hindi kung ano-ano yung sinasabi. No? Okay, the next one is 100 to, ha? 100 tips joke. The next one is make it about them, not you. So, from the first part to number 5, you talked about yourself na, di ba? You focused on yourself because that's one thing that they also want to know. Now, this is where you can make a syempre, you want to shine out. This is the part na nag-uumpisa ka na to know more about them. What are the problems that they're facing? Why are they looking for this position? Why do they need to fill in for this position? What is it something that you can contribute for the position? You're asking them not because you're saying, "Uy, ako talaga yung taong dito para sa position na to kasi magaling ako." Not like that. You're actually asking the questions that, if you don't mind me asking, is this position a new one? Is it currently is it a fresh one, a fresh position? Is it a part of an expansion? Huwag mong tatanungin, nag-resign ba yung dati dito? Hindi ganon, di ba? Hindi siya magandang way to ask. So, if you want to ask something, ano kaya to? May nag-resign kaya or is it a new one? Ask the right question. So, that's a very good one to ask. Is this an expansion project? And I'd love to be a part of this. Siyempre, sasabihin niya, oh yeah, this is a new department, blah, 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 blah. And we're really looking for someone who has the career experience, blah blah blah, and that's why you're here in this right now, and there's talking to you because we want to find out if you're the right one for this position. Oh, certainly, I'm excited. I'll be delighted to be a part of your company if given that opportunity. You know what? When I was working with blah 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 company ABC, I started with one assistant, no, or a member. I mean, I cannot even call it a team member because we're just two in the business unit. And then eventually, after a month, we were able to grow more as staff because of the fact that the business is really growing. The business unit where I belong really grew from this type of sales or whatever it is that you've done. So at least makikita niya na, oo nga, kaya nga niyang gampanan yung trabahong to. So you are actually the answer to the pain points that they have right now because you're driving them to that story. You're making them think, not making lang think, ha, but you're making them feel that they're talking to the right candidate. You're driving them to the answers because you know the problem. I hope you get that and I hope you're understanding it. Let me just read another comment. Hi, good evening. Good PM po. Sorry, medyo nawala sa isip ko kaya medyo late na nakanood nito live. Need help sana kasi lagi kong weakness yung madalas itanong, why should we hire you? Alright. I just answered that part kanina, no? Pero let's go back to that again. Hello. Topic is very informative and timely. Thank you very much. You're most welcome, May Ann. Right. Let's go back. I will answer your question, John, please. Please let me just continue with the topics that I have, and then I'll go back to your question so that I can answer it for you specifically with your question. Okay, where was I? Okay. So, number 7, speak with high energy and enthusiasm. Wag yung I've handled kasi before I was assigned to do candidate interviewing, no, interviewing candidates. So I've already managed to handle different types of candidates. And this one I really hate when I'm interviewing someone who doesn't have the energy and does not is not showing not enthusiastic at all. So parang pag tinanong mo what's your name, Dolores, period. So where do you live? Quezon City. Okay. Parang ako pa yung gumagawa ng way to converse with the persons, to communicate, no, or to say something. Don't do that. That's why it really pays to come in prepared. Huwag kayo magiging talkative naman to the extremes naman na parang, okay, okay, tama na, tama na. Tinanong ko lang naman kung saan ka nakatira. Sinabi mo pa yung kusang munisipyo, kung sinong kapitbahay mo, kung sinong barangay captain mo. Hindi ganon. I hope you're getting my point. You just have to be precise and be brief, no? It's okay po. Don't say sorry, Jan Chris. I understand. And we can discuss that naman. I just want lang na yung train of thought ko magdire-diretso. Okay? Where am I again? All right, there. So, speak with energy. Show them that you really are passionate about what you do. Um, when you're discussing about your experiences, show them how you love your work. Tapos pakita mo rin na unfortunately because of what happened, I was one of the retrenched, and it saddened me because I really love the job. I have no intention of leaving the company or even resigning. I'm envisioning myself growing old with the company, growing old not just being stagnant, growing old meaning to say you're growing and the career path mo pataas din because you're working for it or working on it. So may vision ka na dun ka na magre-retire but not with the position na kung ano ka nag-umpisa nun. Kasi may ganun eh, rank and file na nag-start hanggang sa nag-retire, rank and file pa rin. So that's not a growth pattern. Talaga naging kumpiyansa na lang sa sarili niya na may trabaho siya. You get what I mean? Nagkaroon tayo ng feeling of pag na-regular na, parang pag na-regularize na sa work, parang okay na ako dito, hindi ko na kailangan na dito kasi at least alam kong kikita na ako every 15th, 30th. May mga ganon. Walang eagerness to learn, walang eagerness to grow, pero nagdadamdam pag hindi sila napopromote. No? I'm just driving you to reality of life. Nagagalit na, ba't naman yung ganyan yung supervisor ko? Ako, ang tagal-tagal ko na dito, 25 years na ako, tapos hindi man lang ako i-promote. Again, going back, what have you accomplished so far? What have you added in your resume or in your skills? May nadagdag ba? May nalaman ka bang bago? Something that you can contribute to the knowledge and increase the the learning and growth of our department or the employees itself. If you cannot answer that to yourself and you cannot even say yes to that, I don't think you have the right to ask for the what do you call the promotion, right? Kasi paano mo ililid ang isang team? How would you even lead a team because matagal ka lang doon sa kumpanya at alam mo na yung pasikot-sikot, that's it? It will not it will not solve any problem. Analytically, hindi mo matutulungan paano i-resolve ang problema. Let's just look at PhilHealth, no? That's one big example that I want to share. Parang makikita niyo sa mga naging ano nila, talagang meron na naging complacent na lang sila do sa kung ano yung ginagawa nila. So, nagkaroon tuloy ng areas where they can find yung mga loopholes. I'm not saying all of them, no? But these are the things na kapag complacent ka na, pag stagnant ka na lang, yun na yung forever ginagawa mo, you're not growing career-wise. So, what I'm saying is, yes, mag-envision ka na to, tatanda ka doon sa isang company because nakita mo this is where you really want to, to make buhos your time, your energy, your career, whatever. But then again, hindi yung from the start na nagtrabaho ka, receptionist ka, ang envisioning mo hanggang sa 60 years old ka na, dahil retirement na nga yung gusto mo, di ba? Pero receptionist ka pa rin. Are you getting my point? You can say yes or no if you don't. How about what are your expectations in virtual assistant job? Thanks, very informative video. This is not just a video, we're live, ha? Fiery card. Again, this question that you're asking me is something that can be Googled. Something that you can go to our YouTube channel. We have our YouTube channel that I've already shared. What are the expectations now? Why you're asking that is probably you've attended an interview and this has been asked of you and you were not prepared to answer. Just say yes if I'm correct. Say no if I am not correct and tell me why you're asking me this question so that I can really help you and guide you in giving the right answer. Okay? Let's go back. Where is that? Okay. I hope this part is important, no? Yung pagiging energetic. Wag naman yung pagdating nyo, hi! How are you? Wag naman gano'n. Parang OA naman to the highest level. Yun, yung energy level nyo is something na makakatulong how to ease yung nervousness. Kasi minsan may mga iba naman sobrang OA na parang extremes, no? You just have to be enthusiastic, showing them how you love to be a part of their company, how you're envisioning to become a virtual assistant and eventually given the opportunity, probably become a member of their team and leading the team already, something like that. Okay? This one, it goes after the number seven. Treat it like it's a conversation. Wag yung kagaya nung kanina sabi ko, what's your name? Dolores, period. Where do you live? Quezon City, period. Wala man lang, oh, thank you for, wag naman every time na tatanungin kayo, sasagutin niyo, thank you for that question. Para ka naman binibining Pilipinas. Once is enough. Oh, thank you for that question. Basically talking about me, I live in ganito, pero again, babalik tayo sa number three, be brief and concise. If ang tanong, where do you live? I live in Quezon City, somewhere in ganito. Ganun lang. Wag lang yung Quezon City, period. Walang enthusiasm, 'di ba? So this is an overall thing. It's entirely a holistic approach. Hindi siya yung first step na susundan mo lang number one. Number two, dapat siyang totality. Pag nakita mo na yung sarili mo, ang maganda dyan, humarap kayo sa salamin. Actually, ako, I have a mirror. I have a mirror in front of me so that before I start, I can check myself. Do I have the right energy to share with you? Pagka medyo low the ano pa ako, yung feeling ko low pa ako, I don't face the camera because I don't want to bring in negativity. No? So that's it. And whenever I'm attending an interview, pinapractice ko na yung smile para hindi nanginginig yung face ko, hindi mukhang plastic. So I practice my smiles. I mean, imagine yun, ako ilang taon na ako na VA. VA at saka ilang taon na din ako nagtatrabaho sa kumpanya. But with this, I treat this kasi very, very important to me. Especially if I love the position I'm applying for. If I really like it. Pagka hindi nga, hindi ako nag apply kasi I don't want to waste my time. Na parang ako nag apply for this. Bakit? Ba't ako nag-apply dito? Anong kapararakan na pag-apply ko dito? May mga ganun moments ako na parang, I think I've wasted my time for that position. So after learning from these mistakes, I avoid it. I don't want to apply na kapag ka-feeling ko, it's not me. I don't feel myself doing that work. I don't feel like I can provide the good results expected of me. Kasi hindi ako happy. Okay? So you feel yourself also. Feel the vibe, no? Okay, yeah, treat it like a conversation. Huwag kayo masyadong para robotic, no? Be human, be humane. Kung may kasama enthusiasm, yan magiging normal at natural lang yung conversation ninyo. Don't be naman too friendly na parang, uy, thank you for inviting me for the interview, ha? Talaga, I'm so happy. I'm really excited about this. I was really envisioning to be a part of your company and I'm really envisioning myself to become the president of your company. I don't think that's right. That's the right way to do. Okay? So these are the things that you should be avoiding, right? Number 9, talk about the future. Your vision. How do you see yourself working with that company? Are you planning for a long term or is it a short term? That's why before applying, think about it. Is this something you're doing it just because the pandemic is here? Just because I need to feed my family? If that is your cause, if that's your purpose, you will fail. Kasi wala nga sa puso mo yung ginagawa mo. You just need it eh. Pero kung ito yung bagay na pinaghahandaan mo, alam na natin nandiyan yung pandemic, alam na natin yung sitwasyon, we know the problem. So let's find the solution, the long-term solution for it. The opportunity is here. You're not just creating it for you. You're not creating a good opportunity for yourself kasi it's already here. Ang dami-daming, I'm sure nakikita nyo naman sa community and other communities or other groups that you belong to, yung dami ng mga job postings. Meaning to say, there is a need for it. But if you are not preparing yourself, if you're not really putting yourself to improve, um, share your wisdom and share your knowledge through it, I don't think you would be successful kasi nga, ang mindset mo, mindset ng pang-aplikante, gusto mo magkatrabaho. Answer give yourself a homework. Give yourself questions of why am I applying for this position? Is that something I can do for a long period of time? Is that something I will be enjoying? Is that something I will grow? If not, why am I applying for this? Am I applying because I want to prove to my family or friends that I can find a job immediately? Minsan kasi may ego, 'di ba? Yung ego na manager ako sa dati kong kumpanya, kayang-kaya ko mag-apply dito. So those are the things na we should be leaving behind or putting it behind kasi I'll go back to the basic. The market is stiff. The competition is stiff. Hindi ko mo meron kang experience and hindi ko mo may title ka dati, that will give you the edge already. Yes, it is a parang your ticket to it, no? But of course, you have to understand yung labanan, ano? You have to see ano ba yung trend sa labanang ito. Is it about skills alone? If it is skills, I don't have that. What skills do I need to add? I have the knowledge, I have the wisdom, I have the experience. What do I think I need to add in order for me to say, okay, this is what I do? Do I want to be a virtual assistant or do I want to do it on my own and find my own client or do I really want to go international? Can I go and approach my clients before here in the Philippines and say, hey, I can work for you even with this pandemic. I can do hours, 2 hours or 3 hours with you if you need assistance. I'm good in bookkeeping, whatever it is that you, kumbaga gumagawa ka ng way para magkaroon ka ng work in the sense na yun yung iyong ginagawa at yun yung mahal mong gawin or the thing that you love to do. Do you understand what I mean? Maliwanag po ba ang sinasabi ko sa inyo? Can you please answer me yes if it is clear? If it is no, let me know why it is not clear so I can also say okay, I respect whatever it is that you're going to tell me or give me. It's just that I will try my very best to answer whatever it is that it is missing from my answer. Okay? Number 10, tell the truth. There's no harm. Sabi nga, di ba, it's best to tell the truth rather than lie. Because, ano naman ang mapapala mo kung magsisinungaling ka? Sabihin mo, dating ang posisyon mo sa ganito, ganito, tapos ang sweldo mo, ganito. May background check din po dito, just to let you know. There's a background check. Again, going back dun sa kaninang kinuwento ko sa inyo, there's this member in the community. I think he applied sa isang agency na ang nakalagay kasi sa advertisement is no VA requirement needed. Yes, sometimes they would say that in order for them to really encourage you to have that strength to apply. But it doesn't mean that you don't have the VA experience. You're not preparing yourself for interviews. You're not preparing yourself for um, what do you call this, examinations. That's part of the process eh. Kahit naman dito sa Philippines, may ganun, di ba? It's just that Magkaiba lang, malaking difference kasi nga ang sinusunod nating patakaran is patakaran na kung anong bansa yung pinanggagalingan ng business. If it is US, then they follow the US style or the processes that they follow through sa United States. Mindset is very important. If you really want to do this as a professional job or work, you have to understand the adaptation. You have to adapt to it and don't compare notes because it's far different. You cannot compare apples to apples here. This is an orange and an apple. It's that difference. That's the difference. Okay, so I hope that is giving you more clarity. No, this is job interview, huh? Job interview is very crucial in the process of in the hiring process. You cannot even get invited for a job interview if your resume doesn't resonate the need for the position you're applying for. If you cannot match why you're applying for the position tapos hindi mo ma-describe sa resume mo why are you the right person for that or the candidate for that position. So you have to understand that. Okay? Let's just read some comments. Marie, yes, thank you. Yes. So this is just a part of me. Based on my experience, I'm sharing with you because I know how difficult it is. There's no easy way. Everything that we do here is really challenging. Hindi naman po pwede punta ka sa Ayala, sabihin mo sa Ayala, hey, I want to be a part of the Ayala conglomerate, hire me, di ba? Even them, they also have a process on really choosing the right candidates that they would want to work with and that they would want to grow with. So it's the same thing here. Wag yung i-compare na como kami, ang posting lang is sa Facebook, mababa yung standards ng tingin ninyo sa hiring process. No. Again, research, 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 and it would really help you. That's why we're very strict in our community na requesting for the company name, for the website link of the company so that you can understand the culture of the company that you are going to apply to. Mapa-outsourcing agency man yan or mapa-direct man yan. Halimbawa, business owner siya talaga. We require for them to put their company name and their website so that when I look at it, I can see na, okay, maganda yung culture, maganda yung vision nila, maganda yung mission nila, maganda. Pag hindi ko nakikita yung gano'n, syempre how can I even vouch for it na okay? So, um, understand what you have to do. That's the important thing. Huwag kayong magpabara-bara ng decision. When you decide too quickly, chances are you'll get wrong. You'll be wrong. No? Now, bonus. How do we answer the question, tell me about yourself? Isn't it this is the first question that is being asked from the candidates or applicants whenever we are applying? Do you believe so? Miss Marie, ano na to? Alam mo na to eh. Kasi naituro ko na sa'yo eh. Have you ever experienced receiving that kind of question? Nakakainis naman hindi nag-show sa YouTube yung yung mga comments ninyo. Let me, it doesn't, your comments doesn't show up in the YouTube channel. Nakakainis. Alright, I'm using StreamYard kasi. Is there a question there na na sinasabi you have to click something so that your comments will come out sa YouTube? Okay, John Chris, usually yes. I think it's not usually, it's always. It's always the first question. So how do you answer that, John Chris? If you're being asked with that question, how do you answer the question? Tell me. Actually, it's not a question. The phrase, tell me about yourself. I just want to challenge you so that you can think about it. Oo nga, no? Hindi pala tama yung ginagawa ko. Kasi ito, wala nagturo sa atin, di ba? We were not taught how to really answer this, the right answer. Again, disclaimer, it's not totally right naman na sasabihin ko yung matututunan nyo sa akin, it's the right thing. But then again, giving you the idea on how you can be more creative on how to answer this kind of, sige na nga, sabihin na natin question. Opo nga, Miss Marie. Eh. Kaya hindi lumalabas 'tong mga comments sa sa YouTube, eh. Anyways, so yun po. For the majority, this is how you're going to prepare for this and tell me about yourself. When that question, okay yan, si Jan Chris. To be honest, interview po kasi ang lagi kong weakness, although hindi na po ako first timer. Kaya madalas, nabablanko po ako sa mga ganyan tanong. Exactly. Hindi lang naman ikaw, Jan Chris, lahat tayo. Kaya nga kayo siguro pumunta rito sa live stream na to because you want to understand what's wrong with in what we do. Ang importante, you're accepting that there's something wrong. If you do not accept that there's something wrong with what you do, kahit ilang training ang attenan nyo, and you don't admit to yourself that there's something wrong, you cannot improve that. You cannot correct it. Kasi magaling ka pa sa honor or marunong ka pa sa honor, di ba? May mga ganyan eh. But if you are actually admitting to yourself na may mali ako dito eh. Kasi ako ganyan eh. Pag may interview ako na inatenan, tapos feeling ko after kong ma-interview, parang hindi ko na-nail yung question na yon. I feel for myself na I failed it because I wasn't able to shine and give the right answer to it. So when you're asked about tell me about yourself, they don't ask about where you live, what's your name, how old are you, anong college degree nyo. They don't want to know that because basically they have that information on your resume in front of them. Kung may tricky man lang dyan, yung, oh, wait, where do you live? Chine-check lang nila from you na kayo talaga gumawa ng resume. Let's face it, pwede nyo pagawa yung resume nyo, right? Right? Jan, Mayan, you can ask someone to create a resume for you, correct? Tapos hindi nyo ni-review, correct? So pag tinanong ka, so when did you graduate from college? What school was that? Tapos ang nailagay pala doon nung gumawa sa inyo Ayala Alabang School, yung mga ganyan. So you have no idea. What I'm saying is that if you did not do the resume, if you yourself did not do that, chances are chances are hindi mo alam kung anong content, correct? So that's why it's very vital you review your resume every time you are attending an interview. Kung meron kayong printer, i-print nyo sa harapan nyo o kaya sa cellphone nyo, i-open nyo siya. Ako kasi yun ang ginagawa ko eh to help me understand ano nga ba yung mga nilagay ko. Nagsuscroll ako niyan. Bago ako mag-start, nagsuscroll na ako niyan. Before ako pumasok sa table ko, I review it. So at least I have the confidence to say, oh yeah, tama yung year ko nung sinabi ko I was working with ganitong company, year ganito. Kasi sometimes, let's face it, nalilimutan natin. 'Di ba? Ako nga minsan tatanungin ko, ano bang araw, kailan ko ba nga pinanganak yung bunso ko? eh, ano yan eh, lapses yan eh. So, dumarating tayo dyan. So, it's very important you review. So, now, going back to that, how do you answer? Tell me about yourself. Again, scrap the idea that they're looking for the answers na what's your name or giving the answer na my name is, I am ganito, I live in ganito. Scrap that. The best way, again, disclaimer, this can be right and this can be wrong. I want you to think creatively. That's just what I want you to do. When that question is being asked at the first time, so tell me about yourself. Oh, certainly, I'd love to teach and train people. I have been a teacher from my years of working in this company, and I have trained about 20 or so students. And my topic that I love to discuss is mathematics, and I would say my specialization is what do you call that? Trigonometry or trigonometry, something like that. Pinaghalo ko ba yung isa? I mean, you're talking about not your personal thing. You're talking about your career experience, career perspective, how you became successful, and why are you actually in that moment of being interviewed. I saw your advertisement and I feel like I have the capabilities to really perform the responsibilities as you asked, or as you require. One of the requirements that I it really struck me, or I really got interested from this position, is that you're looking for someone who has 3 or 5 years experience as blah blah blah. I certainly can bring that to the table because I have 6 years of experience, and not only that, I have 6 years of experience. I am a black belter chuva chuva chuva, and I really hone my skills through this by attending seminars and training to really hone my capabilities on this. Di ba? Mas maganda yun kesa sasabihin mo, my name is John Chris Santos. I'm 28 years old. I live in Santa Rosa, Laguna, or wherever you live. I love to cook, I love to eat, and I love to sleep. Thank you. Tama ba, John Chris? So that's why it's really important you prepare for it. It's always, siguro 99.9%, sabi nga sa mga, ano, di ba, alcohol, 99% kills germs. 99% ang unang tinatanong, can you tell us something about yourself? It is not about you. It is about what you have accomplished, what are your um, aspirations, who is John Chris? What do you desire in your life? Klaro po ba sa inyo? Is it clear? That question is actually very important, that you know exactly what to say when this is asked of you, and not just open by saying, my name is, I am ganito, I am ganyan, I am ganito. You talk about them through your transition. You know, after working for 20 years in the clothing industry, I find myself really hungry to learn more. So, blah, blah, blah. You know, bringing them the idea or giving them the idea na you're not just um, relax na, yun na yung position na gusto ko, tapos na, yun na yun. Diba? I gave you an example, and totoo naman to. Nag-start na receptionist hanggang sa nag-retire, receptionist. Nag-start sa ganito posisyon hanggang sa nag-retire, yun pa rin yung posisyon. Tama ba o mali? I mean, we're in the reality of life. Ang hinahanap lang talaga security. Diba? So, I hope it also gave you the idea that you don't compare the hiring process here in the Philippines and the hiring process of, if you're applying for agencies or if you want to work with clients, whatever country, no, you have to adapt to whatever it is that they practice to do. Yung practices nila, yun dapat yung iniintindi ninyo kasi hindi sila mag-adapt sa culture mo. Eh, ikaw yung naghahanap ng opportunity, right? So, you match your opportunity based on your research, based on your understanding of what do they do, what exactly do, how do they accept applicants, how do they screen applicants. You should be doing those part of your, for yourself to research. Kasi, if we expect natin na meron na, umamin lang kayo. 'Di ba? Yung mga may experience dito, ang lagi sasabi, I have 20 years of experience. I have been a manager for ganito ganyan. Pag tinanong na kayo na, okay, so what kind of tools have you been using so far when you're working as a manager? I use a screwdriver kasi tool. Just kidding aside. Pinatatawa ko lang kayo. Kasi nga wala tayong alam na tools or software, di ba? Parang alien sa atin yun kasi dito hindi naman ganun ang terminologies, di ba? Sa kumpanya natin, ang lagi mo maririnig, Excel, pero hindi nababanggit yung word na software. Hindi na masyado nagiging ano sa atin yung tools, yung skills, no? Yung iba nga, hindi alam yung difference ng hard skills sa soft skills. If I ask you what's the difference of hard skills and soft skills, can you tell me by commenting below? Or below, by commenting here, what's the difference of hard skills and soft skills? Ang unang makasagot, unang nakasagot. Wala tayo ng mga ano ha, yung mga nakita nyo sa Facebook na, oh, ang first na mag-share, share, share, may 1,000 ganito, hindi tayo ganun. So, answer my question lang. Ano nga ba yung tanong ko? Yan, nalimutan. What, do you know the difference of hard skills and soft skills? Kung dyan pa lang, hindi nyo naiintindihan, ano nga ba difference ito? Ano nga ba dito meron ako? So, how can you now ace an interview kung talagang basically, yun, hindi mo rin masagot. 'Di ba? So, wag yung laging iisipin na may problema. John Chris. Hmm. Yung writing medyo okay. O, si mo, or maybe, diba? Meaning to say, hindi by heart, alam mo yung difference. So hard skills are the things that you have learned through the years of working or experience or training. For example, computer, yes, computer knowledge, typing speed, um, what it is, something that is not usual to you. Soft skills are the things like leadership, attitude, listening skills, communication skills. These are innate to us. It's okay. Kaya nga tinatanong ko 'to para na-o-open din sa atin, 'di ba? Hindi tayo nagiging aware sa mistakes natin kasi we always point the finger to someone else but not accepting a responsibility of our mistakes. And that is, it's about time we change that. We change that idea na kasi itong ano 'to, kumpanya 'to, ang hirap mag-ganito. Yes, definitely mahirap, difficult talaga, wala naman nagsasabing madali. Pero how are you going to adjust to that? Mahirap pala. So ngayon, anong ginagawa mo? Mag-a-apply ulit ako ng ibang kumpanya. Tapos babaksak ka ulit sa test nila, sa exam nila kasi wala kang ginagawa eh. No, leadership skills is soft skills because it's innate. Sorry, it's innate. Kumbaga, naka-embed sa atin yan. Kahit naman sino pwede maging leaders once lang ma-improve mo yung leadership skills mo. Hard skills are the things that you can manually do. No? Computer, graphic designing, something like that. Pero yung innate, yung by nature, nasa atin, those are soft skills. Communication skills, we communicate. Pero ang mag-difference lang is how do you communicate well? What's the difference? Do you know how to listen properly? So these are soft skills. So yan, ha? So these are the things that we have to consider when we are about to attend job interview. So don't think of it na, kaya ko to kasi ako lang naman yung tatanungin. It's about myself. Yes, that's true. It's about you. But how prepared are you to answer the questions such as, tell me about yourself. So what do you think your hard skills are? 'Di ba? Pag yun na yung tinanong, John Chris, oh my, hard skills. Teka muna. Teka, alam ko to eh. Teka, alam ko to eh. Kasi nga nagugulat tayo na parang, oh shucks, bakit ito tinanong? Hindi yung pangalan ko, hindi yung address. Because we're not prepared. So do you have the idea now of how you should be improving yourself? What ways do you think you should be improving yourself? And before attending an interview, because certainly, yes, it's about you, but then again, the way you be answering these questions, the way they expect you to answer the questions is something that they're looking forward to. Klaro po ba sa inyo yung ating pinagdi-discuss tonight? Do you think from here moving forward, you can start understanding what you think you need to improve, what you think you need to look into para sabihin mo, ay, oo nga, palpak ako dito, I need to improve this. You're most welcome, John Chris. I really hope from this moment on, don't point your finger to others, but point it to yourself first, right? Kasi mahilig tayo ng kumpanyang yun, napakahirap magpa-exam. Di naman magandang kumpanya. How did you know? Nakapasok ka ba doon sa kumpanya? Di pa, di ba? Bumaksak ka nga sa exam eh. So, before we point our fingers to others, think about you muna. Pag sa palagay mo, okay naman yung naging okay lahat, na-improve mo, and then meron pa rin hindi tumatanggap sa'yo, then think otherwise. Baka naman hindi talaga kayo match nung kaya nga ang key dito, do not apply if you think and believe hindi ka matching dun sa position. You get what I mean? You apply where you think you're confident, you're comfortable, knowledgeable, you have the oomph, no? You have that. So if you don't have that feeling of ay ako to, I would suggest don't apply kasi you're wasting a lot of energy, a lot of time for you, a lot of anything. So I hope you understand my point of view on that. It's not me telling naman huwag kayo mag-apply. Please don't get me wrong. Just choose the position and work that you would want to be doing. If it is something you're passionate about, then pursue that. Pursue it, improve it, be good at it, hone it. Okay? So it's not just about being a virtual assistant if you notice. I did not even specify on being virtual assistant. You can actually do this kahit sa ibang company. I mean, kahit ibang position ang applyan mo. So let's go back to the first, to the question kanina. Yung nagtanong about, okay, how about what are your expectations in virtual assistant job? I don't know if this is asked of you, Fiery, no? I actually do not get the gist of the question kung bakit kailangan itanong sa iyo yung expectation ng sa virtual assistant. Kasi basically, you will not apply for a virtual assistant position if you have no insight of what a virtual assistant is. Am I correct? Or did you just try applying and then when this is asked of you, you don't know how to answer? Can you elaborate this or clear this with, not clear, elaborate na lang. Sorry. Mali yung word na clear. Kasi that being said, I don't really ask that kind of questions sa candidates kasi napaka broad. So I would expect as someone who's interviewing, you did your homework understanding what a virtual assistant is. Because basically a virtual assistant is very broad. Very broad siya in essence na maraming work na nakapaloob sa isang virtual assistant. Kung pwedeng virtual assistant ka pero accountant lang or accounting or bookkeeping, yun lang ang gagawin mo. Kung virtual assistant ka, graphic designer lang, yun lang talaga yung gusto mong gawin, yun ka pero virtual assistant ka. But the scope of work is graphic designing. So I don't really understand yung essence ng question kaya hindi ko masyadong mai-elaborate sa iyo, no? Pero that's how it is. A virtual assistant is a jack of all trade but not master to none. So that's for tonight, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you have learned a lot from what we have discussed. And I hope that you will use this as a tool or as a one way of improving yourself, no? Kumbaga may idea na kayo, how do you prepare yourself when you're going to attend a job interview? It can be online, it could be face to face. But then again, it pays to prepare. So I would like to invite you to please share this with your friends. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so that most of the time kasi nag-upload ako ng mga videos on. It's not about myself. It's about things that I would want to share with you, just like this one. And that's it. Help me spread the good news and the right information to many so that a lot of people will not have that confusion. Okay, so thank you so much. John Chris, ng isang, ano po? Pwedeng mag-request ng isang malupit na sagot, why should we hire you? Why should we hire you? I don't want to brag. Can say that. I don't want to brag that I am the only right person for this position, but certainly I understand you're looking for someone with this kind of qualifications and job description where I exactly fit with the requirements you have. I have had 20 years of a solid experience doing this and not only working on this, but adding to that experience, I continuously learning and honing my craft to make it better because I envision myself retiring in a position that I love and seeing myself elevating from this position to this position. I would love to be a part of your company and to be able to help you with in these points of yours that you are experiencing right now. And I would love to add more value or some suggestions or improvements that can really and totally help. Ano po? Help that in helping the business grow and continuously um, be successful. Diba? It's really something na you're talking about them, not just about you. But you are putting yourself in the position na, why you? Maliwanag ba yun dyan, Chris? Again, there's no right and wrong, but the thing is being creative. That's the key. Always think about that. Be creative in answering and be truthful to your answers. Nasatisfy ba kita, John Chris? Thank you, Miss Marie. Oy, John Chris, nasatisfy ka ba? Kung hindi, ay nako. So thank you so much, guys. And once again, I really appreciate you sharing your time with me. I hope you've learned something. Oh, thank you. My pleasure helping you If there's something that you need to ask me, just message me. But please don't send me questions such as how po interested. I really don't answer those questions. And feel free to share. Please help me share our YouTube channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, share our page, because certainly there are a lot of information that we share there. Miss Marie Mascarina is one of our administrators as well. Oo nga eh. Kahit sa YouTube nga eh, wala eh. Sorry naman dyan. So, Miss Marie, thank you so much for joining. I hope you have learned from tonight's discussion and looking forward to another discussion that I can share with you, God willing. Medyo ano lang talaga yung schedule ko, pero pinipilit ko makapag-contribute to the best of my ability with God's help in sharing this kind of information with you guys, because I certainly understand that you need some guidance also, no, on how to improve the quality of your application process. Again, create a strategy and planning for yourself. So good luck. Oh, thank you. Good luck, and God bless you. Stay safe and you will nail it. Just improve yourself. You have to be VA ready if you are really planning to become a home based professional. So, thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening. God bless, and bye bye.